Sorry for that. Hi and welcome, this is another episode of Galneryus. Today we're gonna listen to the final song of the Reincarnation album, which is called, obviously, The Flag of Reincarnation. It's another flag song. I think the last one was United Flag, but I'm not sure about that. But I guess this is just another one of those many innuendos we had to the first album, interestingly. And it's always a bit exciting theme-wise, because the flag is always, you know, the thing which is gained. Essentially the banner under which we're gonna ride now. The new integrated goal we have found on the journey of the album. As usual at this point, we again had a comment which mentioned that this is their favorite song of the album, which is always nice to hear. Like, I heard many voices during this album, like, this is my favorite song, this is my favorite song, and it's always interesting to me, like, how different the tastes are, the difference in emphasis which can be put when listening to the music. Yeah, so guys, keep it up. It pumps up my excitement, and it's also, again, interesting to hear your takes on all of this. But for anyone being interested, I'm having the official album here, new version. I'm gonna do a little unboxing at the end of this video. So without further ado, let's celebrate this album with the one last song. Oh, that's kind of confusing. Yo! Dude, that slaps! Dude, okay, so, what's going on here? We're, like, thrown into something which is already running. Right? This is, like, flowing by. This is probably the most abrupt start we had in a Galneryus song period so far. It's this very nice flowing mood here. Yo! Oh, the build-ups. Whoa. There is so much melody. Like, was there even any repetition? I think this was like one continuous melodic story at this point. Wow! And just the amount of energy they put into this. I'm not even sure how to discern the different sections. I think there was a pre-chorus somewhere here. Oh, that's so cool when it opens up. And it reminds a bit of older Galneryus songs in a way. Yeah, it slows a bit down for the transition. And like, this build-up is so freaking long. Yo, that's really awesome. I like it. And this little after the chorus melody. Oh, I dig it how they emphasize this. The little halftime riff. Oh, this sounds so full with the vocals. Little strings coming in the background. I really appreciate, like extremely appreciate, how they're playing with the dynamics of the story here. Like they're building up an emotional high and then they're slowing down again and building it up and slowing down. So that's essentially just what comes to my mind when listening to this, right? It's telling a very elaborate story, which is all melodical. Starting off with this very bright, happy thing. Here's already lowering down, and then we have this slow down just to pick it up again, right? That's so cool. And here it's exploding, of course. Second iteration with the tremolo on the guitar. And here this culmination, which is slowing down again. Oh, come on. I'm expecting a grand solo here. Oh, the distortion on this. Oh, I like the strings in the background. Oh, yes. Oh, it's still shredding. We have this dragon character back. Oh, the final channeling. Yo, this run. I don't want to say as expected because that feels out of place here, but as expected, they put a lot into this solo, and I think it integrated also a lot of stuff they worked with in this album so far. We had the dragging stuff, I think, which was most prominent in No Exit, where they built a kind of tedious mood out of the main melody of the song. Of course, we had some insane Yuki shreds. We started off with this very quiet section in the beginning. I do think actually there's a lot of cool moods we had throughout the solo, so let's just look at that aspect again. And it's so long. It feels like it's most of the song. But we're starting off with this dark mood. They really like to do this during this album, with just silence and one instrument. This neoclassical progression here. But I like how technical it sounds. I don't know how to put it otherwise. This mood they're building up here. Right? And now it gets really nasty. And the drums are so good here. This is so heavy. Here we have something Symphony X-like, choirs. And this sounds so classical, I love it. No cap. The melody just doesn't want to finish, right? Oh, that's so cool. Now we're up here, right? With the choirs and all. Also reminds me a bit of Destiny already, of the solo, right? And this downward run is so insanely long. Love the little gallops. They extended the transition again. It was like 3 parts now. Right here it's going up. And it sounds bigger every time when the chorus hits. The violins everywhere. Yo, the guitar. Oh, we know that melody. That's an awesome melody. I love it. Yo. Oh, I remember this little instance and whatever it takes when they did this in the outro. But I think this was even more intense. Like, he went completely bonkers. That was an absolutely insane closure. I love everything about this. And they did again what they did sometimes in the past, but it always hits me. I don't know. They take what they had in the first song, but this time around, it was an actual song, right? In the other albums, it was basically just an intro track, an instrumental intro, like less than 2 minutes long. This time, it was an actual song, and it was a really good one. Like, probably one of the best songs of the albums, in my opinion. And they took the melody and put this at the very end. I don't know. I'm just a sucker for that, apparently, because I mean, come on. And how they extended this. And the mood in the background with the second guitar and the strings and everything. And how he develops this from this one single bend. Probably just noise at this point, but dude, he is the king of wah. Like, that track was shredded into pieces. Yeah, I think they really did their best to finish off this album, essentially. They integrated a lot of ideas they have found newly. It also reminds, like, of older things which they have done. You really couldn't wish for anything else in this album. Like, after listening to this, I'm pretty sure I probably enjoyed it much more than I had ever in the past. As mentioned, like, I've listened to most of the tracks at some point in the past, but some I didn't really remember, but that thing just truly slaps, and it's another one of those songs. I'm seeing myself listening to this quite a lot in the future. Yeah, I guess the last thing to look at would be, of course, the lyrics. We have to see what all of this chaos is about. Here we have the usual problem. The iron-hearted flag is shown here. So this might be the new lyrics, like of the cover version, but let's just hope not, because there is like 2008 shown here. First of all, I think like Reincarnation is a really cool thing to visualize the process shown here in this album. I mean, this has to deal with the upcoming separation of like the old band lineup, right? And like as some earlier songs picked up these themes of we having to go like separate ways, but we might meet again and stuff. So Reincarnation is a pretty cool image for this, because it basically means at the core we kind of stay the same, but we're like moving on to different lives now, right? We're separating, but we're still like at core the same things. This also helped me to distinguish between Reincarnation and Resurrection, because those are like really close titles to one another, but Resurrection is the next album when they are actually resurrected as this new band lineup. So now onto the lyrics. Human life has continued for centuries, don't you cry. When one life is over, you should welcome the birth of new life. Watch through the repetition of birth and death. And here, of course, we have very clearly this Reincarnation theme. I mean, it is integrated in the title here, so it would be surprising if this wasn't the theme here. And we're pointing, of course, to like this very archetypal process. Human life had always been like this. This is just how things go. This chapter is over, but this chapter being over simply means that another one starts. And this always repeats. Take hold of the flag. You believe in the glory of faith. Break through the wall of ignorance. The time of a blessing has come. And of course, as usual, we have this integration of like certain conflicts which have shown up over the time. We have found the belief in fate. We should break through the wall of ignorance. Ignorance was a really heavily called out theme over the past songs. And we have received the blessing from the sky, from the stars, which was the metaphor basically. And here is the sky. Look up the sky, the new flag is calling you. Into the fifth field, you try to break free. Look up the sky, the new flag is calling you. All begin to notice the fact we believe in reincarnation under the flag. I have to assume that this is the chorus. As usual, I think sound-wise it was pretty clear with all the strings and this airy sound. There was a lot of stuff like placed above, merely by the mix. We have a lot of sky in the song again, a lot of floaty stuff. And from there, the new flag is calling you. Into the fifth field. I don't even know what that means. Maybe it's connected to this reincarnation thing. You try to break free. All begin to notice the fact there's a gradual awareness of this. We believe in this reincarnation process now. I think that wasn't the case before, perhaps. We know that the new life will be our leader. The soul of ancient people will keep the ways of our life. Yeah, and here it gets somewhat esoteric, you know. We believe that things, like, we're giving up control completely, and we're just saying, okay, we trust in the process. We trust how things are gonna go. We're doing what we have to do, and everything else just has to show by itself. Look up this guy. The new flag is calling you into fifth field. You try. Okay, this is the same chorus. I would be surprised if this chorus even changed up throughout the song, because I think this is again some sort of mantra which has manifested at this point. Meditation in the silent night. The soul of ancient people will keep the ways of our life. Yeah. Take hold of the flag. You believe in the glory of fate. Break through the wall of ignorance. The time of blessing has come. It's always the same. Yeah, and then 2 times the chorus again, and this extended last line. We believe in reincarnation. We believe in reincarnation. We believe in reincarnation under the flag. So this is the new flag which had been found again, which is like, as I think at this point, you know, the flag is the central idea under which you're gonna approach this next phase of life, essentially, right? And it's also cool how they like portrayed that, how it's like opening up from the sky and like coming down like a blessing and stuff. You can kind of visualize a feeling from that. There's a lot of upbeat moods, but there's also like conflict still involved into this. I would say it's a really intense but also really joyous song in general. So really nice. Was written by Yamabi and Shu. No surprises here. Well, at some point I might have almost assumed that Yuki was involved in this as well. I mean, of course he was involved in some parts, but he at least wasn't credited as a writer. But yeah. Yeah, Christmas time was pretty cool last year. I thought this was a fitting time because I waited to open this up until we're through with the album. So this is a pretty webcam. I just hope this works, right? Because I only have one try for this. I'm just showing the different sides. I always like how they have these different photos, how they're having a bit fun with this stuff and not take things too seriously. Yeah, I just gonna open this up and then let's just see what's in there. I think this is a standard edition, right? So there shouldn't be anything extraordinarily fancy, but sometimes it looks cool design wise and stuff. I also like how they put the track list in here. That's pretty interesting. So I'm not that big of a collector, to be honest, but with Galneryus and certain other bands, I just want to have those things physical. And I thought this was a good time because I actually don't listen to these songs until I'm through with all of the reactions. And as you can see, that's pretty cool. You have these pixelated things we've talked about at the very beginning, and it's just this rose. So this kind of explains quite a lot, right? Here it's merely this rose. By the way, it looks really cool. I think I understand a bit better what they were up for here, because with this like pixelated style, it looks, you might not notice it from the camera, but it looks a bit 3D. It has a certain depth to it, which is pretty cool. Yeah, and like just how that fits onto one another is nice. So we have this certain spiral theme here. Interesting color choice here for the CD. I tend to like how the CDs look like, and also how the tracks are printed onto there. And this little booklet has again these pixels with this spiral around it. That's really cool. Let's just take it out for a second. It looks really cool in real life. There is certain tour booklet, as I would imagine it's from pre-2010. It's still from the Back to the Flag tour, so stayed a pretty long time in the shelf, I suppose. And here again we have like some cool ideas. If you open it up, it's just glittery red, and this kind of is the layers, right? So they have some funny ideas here. And then in this style, you know, we have certain artworks, of course. Here are just the lyrics in this style. We could have read the lyrics from this. Next time we kind of missed to do that, but yeah. Here we have a cool photo of Yuki. Leda with his hat. At the very top, I don't know if you can read it, they're showing who wrote the lyrics and who wrote the song, right? And of course, this song is written by Yuto or Leda. Then we have Junichi. And then we have this very tame pic of Shu. Yeah, and that's basically it. That's the back side, and it has also this red transparent idea. Also with the Blu-rays, I really love, like, from Japanese bands in general, but also like especially from Galneryus, they always have these really cool designs. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this because, like, I've been actually dying to listen to these tracks. Yeah, anyway, I think that was it with the album. Hope you enjoyed the journey so far. We're not quite through yet with the Yamabe era. There's still a vote going on for the voices from the past album. I figured out at this point that there's like several albums, and we would have actually listened to 2 albums, but it's getting a bit complicated. But we're gonna do one for now, and then on the go we might do the other one, but we have to see. So it will be at least probably 1 or 2 other videos before we're gonna finally go to Resurrection. But yeah, stay tuned for that. I'm really excited for this era. A lot of great songs, and yeah, but what am I talking about? Like, they're always doing great songs this album. Like, I really can't complain. It was so freaking good. We're gonna meet next week with Serenade, the last remaining overdue song, which is actually written by Galneryus, right? So until then, stay under the flag of Reincarnation. That's kind of cheesy to say.